up you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you how I did that previous transition on Funimate. Today's video is going to be a little simple, but simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And no, I don't know what that means, but it sounded fancy and positive. So before we start, if you stayed till the end on my last video, I asked you to comment your Funimate username, and these are the people that did that. So shout out to Thea Plays, Edit Some Things, Brooklyn Next Charlie 1, Sweet Ginger Shortcake, Baby Boo, and Sophie Edits. Oh, and one more thing, I promise this is the last one before we start. Thank you guys so much for 7K. I've never really thought I would reach 7K, so thank you. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm growing on YouTube. Slowly but surely, and we're on to road 10K subs. And if I do reach 10K sub, I am holding a contest. It's a Funimate contest. I'm not sure what kind of contest yet, but the prizes will be Funimate merch. So I'm really looking forward to that one, but without further ado, let's get started. Since this transition is without Pro, I'm going to be using my second account, Arianne, and let's get started. So I am adding a picture of Millie Bobby Brown. If you don't know her, she's pretty famous from Stranger Things. Since this picture is rectangle shaped, I'm going to crop it out into a square so it fits better on the screen, and we'll have it start from the top. And for our intro, we will be using keyframes or customs, since the intro that is already made is basically all pros. Now I'm going to add my starting point. And for my second point, I'm going to drag the picture down so it fits the whole screen. And over here where that red circle is the keyframes, the key to make your transitions go smooth. Now go to rotate, and from the top we will be adding our main point, and we will have it slightly at an angle. And for our second point, we want it back to the way it was. So straighten it out until it fills your whole screen again. And I use that middle curve one to make it smooth for rotate, and I will do the same thing with position. To get the blurred image of this picture, I went to PixArt. And underneath over here, you should see FX effects. Go to blur and pick whatever blur effect that you like. Once you're done with that, save your photo, download it, and let's go back to Funimate. Go ahead and add your image that you just edited, and try your best to align it with the original picture. The next thing we are going to do is add the dotted border, and to do that we are going back to PixArt. Click on sticker and look up dotted borderline or dotted border. You can't see it on here, but there is one result and it's this one. Press next and save it, download, and let's go back to Funimate. Add your sticker. Then set it on the top left corner since that's where we want it to start. Then go to custom, and under position you want to add your first point, and as for your second point you want to add it to that spot. Then click on rotate, and as for your first point we want it to be a little bit slanted. As for your second point we want it back to the way it was, which was that. It's not that slanted anymore. Click on your second point and pick out its keyframe. I picked that slightly half C. In my point of view, that little transition right there did not make any difference, so I went back to my first point and kind of slanted it more up. Then I went back to position and picked out the keyframe, which is that half C again. Next, we are going to add another picture of Millie, and you want to place it on the screen like that. Then I went to animate and custom. Then I went to scale, and as for my first point, I had it at 0. And as for my second point, I had it at 93, and for keyframes, I chose that half C again. After that, we are going to add the border again. We want it placed on the opposite corner of the first one because that's where we want it to start. Then go ahead and add your first point, and as for our second point, we want it placed like that on the screen. But before we keep going, I noticed that the first border and picture disappeared, so I'm going to extend their duration. Now let's go back, and as I was saying, our second point should be placed like that on the screen. As its keyframe, I used that half C again. After that, let's add our next image. And I placed it like that. Then I went to custom, and I just added the same effects that I used on the image before that. Then I screenshotted this page. Then I went to PixArt. I clicked on Add Photo. Then I cropped this one out. Then I used the blur effect. Once you're back on Funimate, add your image that you just edited from PixArt, extend it so it fills the whole page, and try your best to align it with the original one. The next thing I added is shape. And I placed it on the top. Then I went to custom. And I added my first point, and as for my second point, I dragged it down. And as for my keyframe, I used that half C again. And then I added another square for the bottom one. Then the next thing I added is text. I put her name in this kind of font. And I'm gonna have it start on that right side. I went to custom and added my first point, and as for my second point, I dragged her name to the left. And I added a keyframe of half C. And that's it. This is the result. And that is it for today's video. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. As a small YouTuber, I will be going to support other small YouTubers as well, so I will be giving shoutouts. So shout out to you, Carrick Pizam. So if you want your account shouted out, comment a green heart emoji. Thanks for watching. Bye!